Alright guys, time to grab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And the CDL have come up with a pretty controversial format for this kickoff classic here in January, but also Shotzi having his way with Atlanta FaZe and a pretty interesting set of scrims last night indeed. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Top the channel, reach new people, and please consider subscribing as well if you have not yet already. Firstly, this I thought was kind of funny from the COD League. Rock around in style apparently this holiday season. Cop your CDL skins before the league kicks off. So you know, hopefully we'll actually get some team skins with actual proper team camos on them before the season starts. We kind of had that last year just about when the season was getting underway. But yeah, they pretty much get ratioed like this every single time. You aren't serious. So they did Tag Room Academy because I don't really know what they're playing out here. But to be fair, they did come out with something I think is actually pretty solid over these last 24 hours or so. So the last couple of years, these kickoff events we've had, last year of course it was held online. This time it's on LAN in Texas with fans, and it's also a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's a massive step in the right direction. And then even in the 2020 season for Modern Warfare, the Minnesota opening launch weekend, whatever they call it, there was no winner of that event, I'm pretty sure. They just played, effectively each team played 2 matches, just show matches on LAN, just the same as it was last year done online. This year, thankfully, there's actually a winner of these events. So they are listening to at least some degree. I think this is way better than it was last year. And in fairness, this is going to be the only LAN event of the entire season where all 12 teams are in attendance and have a chance to win, which is kind of crazy. But we'll dive into the format here in just a couple of seconds. Of course, some people aren't so happy about this because it's single elimination, but given there's no money on the line and there's no like points on the line, I don't really think that's too bad, to be honest. But anyway, this is the page where you can get the passes if you want to actually attend and stuff like this. And if we scroll down, we'll find the format that they run through. So I'll bring it up as big as it possibly can go. This is what happens on the 3 different days. The bottom 8 seeds battle across 4 matches in round 1 to make it through to round 2. They better bring it their best. 1 loss means they're on their way home. So yes, single elimination type stuff kind of makes sense, but I guess double elimination would have been better. But as I say, there's no money on the line really. So the way this is being done, I imagine, is that it's going to be based off last season's, well, I guess final standings in the league. The top 4 teams last year in the standings were FaZe, Toronto, then I'm pretty sure Dallas, and then Optic. But of course, Dallas and Optic are now the same team. So I guess the 5th team, which was then New York, will jump up into 4th, and then it will be, so effectively, I guess the top 4 seeds here will that get a bye into round 2 will be FaZe, Toronto, Optic Texas, and New York Subliners, and then all the other squads, including the new Boston team, will be the bottom 8 seeds, I guess, starting in round 1. So I guess that's how they're going to do it. I guess they'll do it based on seeding or whatever. It's tough to say. But anyway, the top 4 seeds then, as we just described, will take on the winners of round 1 to see who heads into the playoffs. So I guess then 4 teams out of these 8 will go into the playoffs, and then they effectively match all the way through. So you know, they go head to head on the Sunday. So yes, it's just a single elimination bracket type tourney. 4 of the teams get buys. It's not the greatest format you're ever going to see, but one team actually does win, and there is a winner crowned of the Kickoff Classic. So that is pretty cool, right? We get an opening LAN event. It's not the best format in the world, but it's better than it could be, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure previous couple of seasons we've not had this at all. So I can understand there were some frustrations about this, right? Thinking, okay, single elimination, it could be better, but still, it's way better than we've had the last couple of years, and it actually feels like a proper LAN event in January at least, when you know, a team comes out at the end of it, maybe with a trophy if they actually deliver a trophy, who knows? But at least there'll be a champion, right? Which is better than we've had the last couple of seasons, or at least something quite exciting, I think, to look forward to on that front. Let's dive into some scrim results then from last night, because this I thought was particularly interesting. The Optic guys were having some scrim sets up against, firstly, Paris and up against FaZe. Now, Paris and most teams seem to be a relatively nice warm-up scrim going on as of late, and of course we were discussing, okay, well, some of the Optic guys, I think Dashi and Illy might have gone back to Canada right now for family and stuff like that, of course, over the holidays, so maybe the ping differential isn't ideal for those guys, but at the same time, we've been saying, some people have been suggesting that maybe Optic is the team that can actually take down a dethroned FaZe this year, right? Are they in good position to do so? They certainly have the pieces. Whether they can translate that into effectiveness on LAN and in the proper tournament situation, as opposed to just early online stuff, that of course is a big question mark, and is practice at the end of the day, but still pretty interesting to look at. They play Paris early on, 6-0 right here. I think Paris generally get quite close in some of these maps, but generally, well, pretty comfortable really. I don't see Paris very often getting completely destroyed. It's kind of funny. I look at these map results, and this seems to be a pretty consistent trend, where they'll lose like, you know, 250, 170, 250, 160, something like that. They'll never get like 100 100-point clubs, or they'll never get like 50-point clubs, but they'll just lose pretty consistently maps like this. So I don't really know what that shows, probably nothing at all, but still, Optic win this one 6-0. They then go on to play FaZe, and I mean, honestly, the Bakaji was pretty ridiculous here. It's kind of interesting how these go, because of course, just yesterday, we were discussing that Optic lost, you know, Bakaji to the Boston guys. Of course, like, you know, some teams are warmed up, some teams are not, but look at Shotzzy just running around here up top, just absolutely finessing people all over the shop with 3 different weapons, right? He's got the auto, he's got the pistol, and he's got the MP40 in hand, just making it really difficult to kill him, and they win this map comfortably. They put Atlanta FaZe solidly in the 100-point club. Yes, it's just practice, but still, pretty interesting, pretty cool to look at, because in theory, you'd think that, I mean, obviously the FaZe guys, they've got Simp and Abisi, they should be pretty nasty at this map. At the same time, though, Scump has been obviously looking disgusting at this game, as has Shotzzy, so in terms of SMG duos, they're looking like, well, very comfortable to actually try and match up here, and well, definitely some ankles being broken by Shotzzy in this clip.
Trying to get through. One is over here, guys.
Back D, one is D. Got it, so.
On top, no. One is back shaft.
Oh my god, that is a super heady in the back. Yo, there's 1 AD back. 1
HP. 1 HP.
I need it in. Top dick.
Bottom run.
Nice. I can get an itch.
No, one is back to 2 right now. Back to 2, and there's spawning checker. You're good. I say we flip. We flip. After this.
And well, they go on to take this map 250 to 68, as you guys can see. I guess I'll actually bring it up on the big screen just so we can kind of see the ping situation right here. Because the pings aren't really too bad for the Optic guys at all. 26 and 27 for Scump and Shotzzy. And then Dashy on 40 and, well, Illy on 57. So I guess they're slightly higher because I think they're up in Canada right now. Not exactly sure. So maybe the ping isn't completely ideal for the Optic guys. Not sure really how it was looking for the FaZe guys on the other side, to be honest. But, I mean, still, pretty respectable stuff, all things considered. Dashy and Scump dropping 37 eliminations between them in a pretty consistent and quick affair over here on Bakaji. Now, just because, you know, how this tends to go when this type of stuff happens, this guy I thought was kind of funny, really, that Diego comes out and says, you know, at all the FaZe guys' thoughts on this, you know, humbling defeat, I suppose, of the Optic guys. You know, good map out of them, says RC's, typical out of them, right? So, you know, obviously they're not taking it too seriously, and of course, there's no reason to. But I did think some of the reaction to this was kind of entertaining, as it tends to be when 2 of the biggest brands, Optic and FaZe, going up against each other. Scump's got a nice gun on his face, and, you know, they're putting them solidly in the 100-point club. You know, it's a feel-good moment, I guess, for the Optic guys, because, of course, last season was a challenge for them against FaZe. As I say, we're a month out or so now, but the way the bracket might work out for that kickoff classic, Optic, they're going to have a bye, FaZe are going to have a bye as well. You'd think there's a reasonable chance they actually match up at this event in either the semis or the finals. So, you know, we could see a world in which that happens most certainly. This was the overall scrim recap. They only played 4 maps. I think that Abisi had to go somewhere and do something else. That's why they didn't play the next set of scrims, or well, they run through the maps again, because there's really no control being played right now. We'll talk about that later today. But yes, 250, 235 on Berlin. The Bakaji that we looked at, Tuscan goes the other way, and Gavutu goes the way of Optic as well, 250, 140. Yes, yeah, 3-1 to Optic. Wish there was some more maps here, to be honest, to look at, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. And well, just really from Abisi here, just showing that he wasn't having the greatest time on Vanguard the entirety of yesterday. They also scrim up against, I'm pretty sure they're scrimming Seattle right here, because it was Mac that takes him down. And I look at it on Tuscan, right? Like, some of this stuff is just incredible. He's trying to get the MP40, get some kills. Mac comes flying off the top ropes right here. I mean, this kill cam is just incredible. Takes down one guy, flies off the top ropes, kills Abisi as well, with the hip fire also. Like, just crazy stuff like this happens every single time. He also spawned in backwards. I didn't even notice that the first time. He spawned in looking backwards. So just kind of goes to show that everything was going wrong in this particular life. And yeah, when the hip fire comes through like that, there's really not all that much you are going to be able to do about it. But this I also thought was kind of funny from Zero, right? Because they also scrimmed up against Boston yesterday. I think London had a great result in those scrim sets up against Boston. And it's just like, you know, people are trying to read into the fact that, okay, Optic beat FaZe today 3-1. Boston beat Optic 5-3 yesterday. Therefore, right now, you know, Boston #1 team. FaZe probably, you know, number 10 team or something. And Zero goes on to say, great day scrims. Hopefully the Twitter senior analysts rank us a bit better after today. So Optic do well versus FaZe 2. So hopefully we're just in front of them for the 10th best ranked team. So yeah, I guess it's London 10th, Optic 11th, and then FaZe 12th right now, according to the Twitter analysts. But last season, having a pretty good time here in the replies. I guess all will be revealed when we finally get to land in Texas in January sometime. Now, I wanted to run through this as well, because yesterday there was this kind of challenges, I think they called it the Next Threat Showcase type thing going on. Interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that Sensor used to be on a team way back in the day called Next Threat, and I think like way back in the Black Ops 1 days maybe, and then he brought that branding back for the start of World War II when he was trying to compete at the start of that year on like the Next Threat branding. I'm pretty sure they brought it back. But anyway, there was actually a showcase going on with iHoldShift and the guys last night on the kind of challenger side, just to kind of see, you know, which of the top talents right here, and maybe some organizations were getting involved to think about who they actually might pick up in this one. This I thought was some pretty crazy stats here from Doug, just talking about Apathy, because him and Apathy were a great duo back in the day. Did you know that we won 3 major lands over 1 year with 3 different 3rd and 4ths on our squad? We really did it on Boots, Jetpacks, whoever we wanted. Imagine, bro, that we actually teamed together for a longer period of time. Dido sent in March of 2014, 6-2 versus Carl. Like, you know, he's really going through and bringing up all the receipts right here. Parasite Karma in October 2014, 3-2, 5-5 last map, then 3-2, 6-2 last map versus Denial. Slasher Eggs of November 2014 versus Optic, 3-1, 3-2, 6-4 last map. That is unbelievable. That isn't luck, that is fate. 8 months, 3-0 in grand finals, 3 different teams, 2 different games, Boots, Jetpacks, 2 of them are having to win 2 best of 5s. Imagine how different everything would have been if we didn't do that, man. But of course, Apathy's now retired, doing Warzone content creation, that type of stuff. Doug Santa Martin still on the grind, and the next showcase top 10 draft picks go as follows. So Pentagram General Zyril, as you can see on screen right here, but Senta was number 8 pick onto the Kismet team. So I guess they basically just drafted through. But pretty cool, right, to see you know, Senta getting a relatively high pick in this bracket. And I think he's been a good player so far here in Vanguard if you guys actually watch his gameplay. And well, anyway, a champion is crowned. At the end of it, it's Jimbo, Proto, Vikil, and Farmer that win the entire thing. So congrats to these guys. Just cool to see this type of stuff. And I'm sure that some of these pro teams are keeping their eyes on these type of tournaments. And great for iHoldShift and the guys putting this one on, just so people get to see how this goes. And well, Senta's team ended up coming 3rd place in this one, placed 3rd in the Challenger Scouting Series. Kind of like just because the CDL cancelled their scouting grounds for like well, Senta kind of described it as cutting corners, but I think the idea was that because there's no control, they were going to delay the Challengers Cups. Therefore, that was going to interfere when the scouting grounds were going to be, which is effectively where the coaches of the teams get to kind of draft through some players in a similar format to this, get to watch those players play like effectively an 8s match or like some team scrims for a couple of days, and then use that to actually determine if those players they actually want to pick up to their starting rosters in the future, or at least the bench for the upcoming season. That didn't go on this year, therefore this was, I guess, a reasonable substitute for that. And well, Doug and the guys end up coming in 3rd place right here. And just to finish up with this, I thought it was kind of funny really from Dashi. I guess he was well, watching this video right here, the Team Summertime guys reacting to well, some of their matches from last season. And I forget exactly what moment this was, right, but I think I can see Scumpy's playing on I think this is a Moscow Search and Destroy. He's over by the A bomb site, and he's trying to check the bomb, and then he well goes for the gunfight, and then he gets taken down. But just kind of funny that all their reactions are pretty much the same. Scump's head moves the most right here, because I guess he was the one actually in the gunfight, and then you know, Dashi's moved a little bit second, and then like you know, Envoy's a little bit further, and then Former doesn't really move that much. But it's just kind of a glitch in the Matrix type stuff here. But very much intrigued to your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
It's all good. Yeah. We have a 2v1 situation. We'll
Come
play
on,
the
baby.
retake. They play it correctly, and they won't get on top.
Yeah, just really a nice play because Dashi, obviously the island player toward B. I want to say it was Envoy who just instantly said, okay, I'm going to go